All right, and we are going to be going ahead and starting this. Welcome to everyone who joined in earlier. I would say welcome to my host, but we do have some issues where Mamix is not able to join right now. He is going to be trying to find the time later on. Tato is out with some friends, and then I think Rai did not have his coffee. So you're so you're gonna have to bear with me. It's just me today. Like always. Oh, also, change from last podcast. Last podcast we had the channel public, meaning anyone could join here. This time around, it's just contained to the people in this Discord. Thankfully, I know it was a huge hassle seeing like 50,000 people, and like I don't know. I got some DMs like, "Are you girl? Are you girl in profile picture?" And I was like, "Yes, that is me. I am Sujin. This is where I've been hiding." But no, welcome to everyone who is joining. If at any point you do want to speak, and please, dear God, I beg you that you speak with me, please raise your hand. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's just me right now. Hopefully that changes in a bit. But, Sujin, your voice is so different. Yeah, true. It's inactivated, really. Should be... Oh yeah, no, you're right. There you go. Now it should be working. Yeah, I actually turned it off last time just because I can't tell. Here, I'll just invite Fisk up. There you go. But I can't tell like who was who last time around, so we just turned it off because like we had like random people trying to put up their hands and stuff, and it's, I don't know, it's just super unproductive. Somehow one of them actually got on the stage, but luckily we didn't really have them talk, so whew, that, you know, that took a load off of my mind type of thing. But it's very awkward to be talking about some of these topics. Some people are bigger fans than me, but we are going to be starting it off here. In the recent week, you know, I'm not sure if any of you guys keep up with any other groups other than Idle. I wouldn't blame you, to be honest, because Idle is the best, in my opinion. But we did actually have the debut of Lightsome and Epix, EPEX, which is a boy group. And then we had Twice comeback. So I want to ask you guys who are listening, how did you guys feel about those debuts and the comeback? I'll start it off, and this is a really hot take. And okay, I want to preference this with saying I am a huge Twice fan. Okay, I love Twice a lot. You know, that's why I said Tizuyu for many years, because I just love Twice a lot, okay? That being said, I I didn't even know that they were having a comeback until the day of, and I wish I had not known that they had the comeback. I wish, honest to God, I had not known that they had the comeback, because that did not feel like a single, that did not feel like a title. That felt like a B-side that you listen to, and it's like, I don't know, I'm gonna get canceled. Don't look up my Twitter. Don't post about me on Twitter, guys. But the Twice comeback was like a solid like 6 out of 10 for me. Like, I don't drink alcohol, so the name like non-alcoholic, I'm like, oh shoot, this is a song for me, this is so pog. And then I listened to it and I'm like, damn, I wish I did drink. Like, it was something else. Like, it felt like it was ramping up to something, and then it didn't really, like, you know, it's one of those American funny home videos where like you see the kid on the bicycle go up a bike ramp and you're like, oh my god, he's gonna catch some air, and then he just like falls off immediately when the ramp ends. I will say, to their credit, the music video was really well done. I really like the shots. And see, this is why you just don't have me on a solo podcast, because in my opinion, it's going to be like the only one. Who knows? Rai could be a huge fan. Max could be a huge fan. Tato could be a huge fan. It all depends. But I loved the music video. I loved how Mina looked. I really liked how all the other members looked as well. I really love the editing. It feels like a lucid dream more than anything. Like, if I were to describe that type of video editing, and I'm gonna get into like video editing and K-pop in a bit here, because I do have something to bring up and I kind of want to know your guys' opinions. But for me, the song was very lackluster, and you know, I was thinking about topics to talk about, and I just went to Twice Chord, and nothing against the Twice Chord people. I just really love them. But I went to Twice Chord, And I saw a lot of fans being like, "Oh my god, this is the best song." You know, I saw it on r slash Reddit, or sorry, r slash K-pop, r slash Twice. I saw it on Twitter. Even though I've like quarantined myself from Twitter, I still saw a lot of discussion about it, and people are like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest." So in my mind, I was thinking like, do people support groups just because they are a part of the group, or is it more so on the project level? Because like this stems all the way back to Chicken Noodle Soup from BTS, or not really BTS, but from J-Hope, which is an extension of BTS, right? In my mind, I've always thought that that song is really, really subpar, and it is incredibly repetitive in the sense that, you know, if any other group or if any other artist did that, I feel like there'd be like jokes. People would be like, "What on earth is this song?" The topic right now is, do people support groups even though projects are not up to their standards? Am I quiet for anyone? Hopefully I'm not quiet. You can turn me up. If you just right click my profile, you should be able to extend from 100%, which is the default, all the way up to 200%. Song making people alcoholics. I don't know. I liked the music video, but it felt like, yeah, like what Strike said. It felt like I was in an elevator going to my floor. Like I'm not standing in an elevator. I don't know who actively stands in an elevator waiting for the song to end. You just kind of get off on your floor and you're like, "Oh, okay, you know, that was a cool sound, but I'm not going to like loop it." I like Chicken Soup and I don't like BTS. So for me, I honestly like BTS and it's the inverse. I did not like Chicken Noodle Soup. It felt like a mix of too many concepts, and that's not because like Becky G had any kind of like Latin influence or the Spanish lyrics or anything like that. You know, it was more so like it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It just felt like kind of weird in my opinion. I said this in another server, but most of the people are gonna miss the message in this song. The words were alcohol, but it was talking about something being high over heels for someone else. Oh, 100%. You're talking about a feeling of being in euphoria or being, you know, love drunk in love kind of thing, like the Rihanna song. I understand that concept, and I understand, you know, the message in the song, but as someone who doesn't speak Korean, and this is kind of weird because typically as a K-pop fan, you know, people criticize you and say you don't understand the lyrics. Well, I understand the lyrics, but like I'm listening for the sound, and I just wasn't a fan of what I heard. Wasn't a fan of what I heard. I wasn't a fan of Chicken Noodle Soup. People still praise that song, and it's like, when does the disassociation end from the support of the group to the support of the project? See, and this is incredibly biased to say, obviously, because I think personally Jiro has never made a bad song. You know, I may dislike some songs over others, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I hate songs or I dislike them. For other groups, at least, I feel like I've put them to like a higher standard because I'm like, you know, Twice has released Dance the Night Away or things like that. If they were to make a bad song, then I'm just gonna say it's a bad song. And I feel like, for me at least, in my honest opinion, Non-Alcoholic was a bad song. Maybe that goes back to the point, I think it was Yahya who put up that point where it was like, um, you know, it's calming music type of thing. I understand that aspect wholeheartedly, I do. But I feel like it goes back to what we were talking about last week with the common trend right now in K-pop being like that, like, it's not so much bubblegum pop as it's a very energetic sounds, right? And it was like a mellow sound, if that made any sense. There was like no buildup. It felt like it was just pre-chorus throughout the entire song. And it is kind of difficult to, you know, rank that and then compare that to other things, but I'm not streaming the song. I mean, I can talk all this smack. I still added it to my Spotify regardless. It's like there's a Dice member. It's D1CE or something like that. He made something called Birthday Song. You know, I listened to it once. I'm not gonna loop it, but I still added it to a playlist. You know what I mean? It's hard to draw a line when you're a fan. You are naturally going to listen to new releases more and actually want to like it. Where with a group you don't stand, you are not as invested. Wholeheartedly, I agree with that. Wholeheartedly. I was talking to someone who was a BTS fan, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're into BTS?" And she's a normal person. Like she doesn't have like a profile picture or anything like that, right? Normal as in like someone disassociated with K-pop for the most part. So I'm like, oh my god, you're actually into BTS. That's really cool. My favorite song is Run, and I really like Boy with Love. And then she starts naming like these old B-sides, and I'm like, damn, like that is really hardcore. What didn't you like about the new songs? And then she's like, it just doesn't entrap me like the older songs. And I feel like that's my case in this situation for Twice. It's just it just didn't really encapsulate me. You know, and that happens sometimes, right? I'm not a fan of Han 2.0. A lot of people like Han 2.0. I prefer the original. It's just preference, to be honest. I really liked Everglow's comeback, for example, so I followed it a little, but I don't stand them nor follow them that much as a group overall. Oh, I mean, it's totally valid to be critical of groups that you are not a fan of, but I at the same time think it's kind of your obligation as a fan to be critical of what you get so that there's like higher standards, if that makes any sense. For instance, you know, G-Idol has had constant bangers of title tracks, right? If they were to release like just a super lackluster song, well, I mean, we can actually compare this like in real time, because when Senorita came out, everyone was complaining because we went off from Han into Senorita, and then they got the You Fu Fu bridge from Woogie, and then they're like, what, you know, what is this shit? What am I listening to? And like, I feel like that is the correct response, not like super rude or critical or anything like that, but I think it's good to hold your groups to a higher standard and be like, you know, this song was really good, and I hope that we get more songs like this. They release Oh My God. I like Oh My God, to be honest. I like Dum Dee Dum Dee. I like Oh My God. Dum Dee Dum Dee for me is like one of the perfect like summer songs. It's like if I were to make a summer playlist, I'd probably put like Dum Dee Dum Dee, Dance the Night Away, Run, Miro. It sounds weird having Miro in there by Stray Kids, but that song is timeless. A lot of people didn't like Dum Dee Dum Dee. I'm not quite sure why. But going back to the original topic, you know, my little tirade of Twice, not so much Twice hate, but Twice criticism. Lightsome debut, Epic's debut. Epic's, I did get a chance to listen to. It was good, but there's other boy groups that I'm a bigger fan of. But when it comes to Lightsome, this is a group that I've been waiting for. Epic's, EPEX. But I have been waiting for such a long time for Lightsome to debut. They finally debut June 10th, baby. I stood up 3 a.m. Anticipation was crazy. You know, the pre-release anxiety was crazy. Last time I felt that way was for Rocket Punch, when Rocket Punch released Bim Bam Boom. That was a great song. That was a great music video. Honestly, I had no expectations going into Vanilla. That's their title, by the way, if you have not seen that debut yet. But I don't know. That was a good song. I really liked it. Will I be looping it in the future when they have future, you know, work? I'm not sure. Probably not, if I'm going to be very honest. I feel like their future work is going to triumph over it. But we're going to have to see where the group goes from here, because I think it's very interesting that, you know, a lot of Q members and a lot of outside trainees, idols as well, really supported this. I really like it. And it's really cool to see, you know, the drastic difference. And maybe it's because I'm a CLC fan, but the drastic difference between the debut of Idol, the debut of CLC compared to Lightsome. I feel like the debut for Idol and CLC respectively was like a max $20,000, whereas like they spent like $100,000 on this music video or something like that. Like they went crazy with this music video. The effects, the sets, the lighting as well was really good. More money in the company. Yeah, it's that G-Idol money. It's the Pentagon G-Idol money. It is something, of course. It's the G-Idol effect. Back in the day in the server, we used to have a joke calling it JYP juice. So it's like, why is ITZY doing so well? Oh, it's the JYP juice. Like anything that guy touches, it turns it out into gold. It's also like that trickle down effect that we talked about last week, where it's Twice is doing good, GOT7 at the time was doing good, so Stray Kids and ITZY are respectively going to be doing good. And now here we are. We're both of those, you know, junior groups, you know, quote unquote junior groups, are absolutely doing a perfect job. Penyan, you don't want his juice. They spent a lot of money on lighting. What do you think was the total light sum? I think the light sum was about $100,000 if I had to guess, just on the music video alone. I think maybe you add like an extra 20,000 for the song. It happens. It happens. Some groups have way higher budgets than others. Some groups, absolutely outperform even though they don't have higher budgets. It's like Majors. Majors is a group that always records in their practice studio. I'm going to pull up one of their music videos if you guys haven't seen it. But it's pretty much like always in the exact same like music studio. Like this location does not change. They might have like one or two green screen sets, but aside from that, like nothing else is changing. I'm not quite sure why, but maybe it's the company just doesn't have money. It happens. I'm not gonna poor shame their company or anything like that. Yeah, their music is really, really good. They're a group that constantly puts out music videos for every single song. Even if the song is a B-side, they still have a music video and choreo. Who listens in YouTube? Yeah, I know, but some people like watching music videos and prefer music videos or prefer stages. I'm someone who's always preferred music videos over stages, but there's a good like mix, I guess. But I know that I was talking about Lightsum and talking about their company mates. I want to ask you guys in chat, do you guys think that advertising from company mates is super beneficial to new groups? Or do you think it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of how the group will shape up? I think because CLC is, and I say this with the heavy heart, on the way out at this point, or at least looks like they're going to be on the way out, I think that it's good to have the older members acknowledge light some or even support them just so that there's a little bit of a transition period from like Cheshire's into, light some supporters. In the same sense, I think it's really good for, these popular groups as well in the company. Not saying CLC is not popular, but G Idol, Pentagon, even B2B for that matter, saying, you know what, go support our, I guess, sister group. If I were to guess, that's what they probably call it, the sister group, Lightsum. And I think that's really, really cool. Granted, I think it's Juhyun has a lot of like PD48 clout, right? She's a PD48 contestant, and then she has been, oh, Rai, welcome. Chowan, there you go, Chowan. Yep, shows how much I know about Lightsum. They're called arsonists.
Yo.
There's no way that they're called arsonists. Nayoung as well. No, but I think it's really, really beneficial to have like that support, and then transition that support from that individual wise into the group wise. Grizz, Ryan and I were talking about this a couple days ago, where it's like, what do we expect if they actually released an album, a mini album? And I think that they're gonna far surpass Rocket Punch. I think Rocket Punch was the third highest debut album sale of all time for girls, and I think that clocked in at 28,000 day one. I think that Lightsum will probably get around 28,000, a couple hundred more than Rocket Punch, or even maybe break that 29 to 30K mark, because I think, again, Cheshires and Neverland are probably going to support this group. Hello, Rai. How was your morning been?
Oh, all good.
All good, all good. Oh, thank God
Have
you're
I
here.
missed?
For 20 minutes,
Mhm.
it's just been me. It's been me.
Yeah.
So thoughts on Twice? I'm just gonna ask you the question again since we're still on the first question.
Mm.
Thoughts on Twice and Lightsum?
I think for twice,
Yep.
personally, it's a bit underwhelming for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think its song is cool or like a chill vibe of song.
If you were to
And
rate it out of 10, where would you put it?
I put it uh for me it's a situational kind of song, so
Hmm.
I'll put it in 6 or 7.
6 or 7 out of 10. That is super generous.
Yeah.
What is your
And
favorite
for
Twice
the
song?
whole album, I think SOS would be my favorite. It's a city pop,
Hmm.
right? It's
Okay.
like a city pop. I love that one. It's much better, in my opinion, than the title track itself.
Hmm. That's very, very
Hmm.
interesting. And then for the
And
whole album,
for
sorry.
Lightsome, oh, for the album, mm, it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting something cute or mature, it was either of the two, but this one was different. So it was something.
I know you're like trying to like tiptoe around like not getting canceled. So I appreciate it. You're like, yeah, you know what? It was safe. It was chill, but I'm not a
No,
fan.
no, 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 no. No, like I think they were trying to hit another vibe, you know?
Oh, trying to. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, trying to push the boundaries of like what they can do.
Yeah.
Okay, I
But
feel you.
I feel like if this didn't really hit anything at all.
Hmm, I feel you. I feel you. I mean,
Hmm.
sometimes it's like that, right? Like sometimes, I was going on a tangent, but sometimes if you are a supporter of the group, you have a higher standard for the group. And for me, my standards were not met. And by the sounds of it, it sounds like you're kind of in that same boat.
Yeah, that's basically it.
And then I want to know your opinion on Lightsome debut.
For Lightsome, I think they did well.
They did well. Okay. Out of
Mm.
10, where would you rate it?
Out
For
of the teasers, I thought like the dance break would suck,
okay.
but when I finally watched it as a whole, I think it was good. It fit well. It transitioned well to those parts, but overall, I think it did great. Hopefully, they grow up and they grow up in Korea and get more popular.
Wh-
But I see it.
When you said
But I
when you said I hope they grow up, I was just about to say, well, no kidding, they're all like O3 liners.
oh
Like they're bound to
also
grow
that
up, right?
also
Like
that
they're bound to grow up, like
dude,
literally grow up.
they're kids, man,
Yeah,
for real.
literally grow up. O2 to O6. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
it's so
that's
weird. I feel
they're
so old.
so young. They are
I
so
feel
young.
so old. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm a huge fan of Lightsome. And then they have like a 14-year-old member, and it's like, holy shit. You know, when I was 8, that person didn't even exist.
Wait,
Like, it just happens like that. I don't know. I'm 22 now, so it's not like I'm an old like geezer or anything like that. Like I'm in my 90s or something, and I'm like looking back on K-pop. But oh my god, it definitely does feel weird sometimes. The funniest thing is the O6 line feels like Uni line. I hope they grow up. Sounds very menacing. I'm calling the FBI as I speak. It's so weird. Am I the only one who feels out of place when there's like underage idols? Because it's like, what do you say? Oh my god, you know, they all look so cute in their outfits, except for the ones that are underage. Please, FBI, don't catch me. You know, I don't mean anything like weird by that, but it just feels weird because like maybe it's a Western culture type of thing, but like, you know, I don't call high schoolers cute. That's just weird. And then like in K-pop, I guess it's normalized where like people are like, oh my god, you know, uh, I'll take Won for example, right? Because I think that's someone who is really well known, I guess. But it's like, oh my god, Won is this, and it's like you wouldn't say that IRL. Like it's just very awkward. You know what I mean? I mean, you can say pretty, no? I mean,
Hmm.
even then, it just feels out of place. Again, maybe it's just like a Canadian thing because we don't really say that. No one ever really
Cultural
says to
thing.
each other like, "Hey, you're cute" or anything like that, unless it's like a flirting way. Like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell my friend like, "Hey, you look really cute today." Like, no, that's just you know.
I mean, outside of Korea, there's even more, younger things.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
Yeah,
I want to ask you: do you think
but it
advertising from company
still.
mates is beneficial to Lightsum? Like CLC supporting them, Idol supporting them.
Oh yeah, of course. Even if it's not like outside of, like for if you can't say it's beneficial outside, like people, like normal people, to them specifically, to like some members themselves, it's like a huge advantage,
Mm.
you know, being promoted by your seniors. It just shows, no, they show love and interest and support. That's better. That's a win in their eyes, in my opinion.
I feel you. Like what I was saying is that I feel like it's good for groups that are on the way out to support groups that are just now coming in. So like CLC, for instance, like I think it's at this point kind of guaranteed that CLC in some way will not operate fully as I think they were operating as 6 past Elky, right? Um, but I think it's going to be beneficial. Welcome, Amix. Welcome. I think it's going to
Sorry for
be
being so late.
no, you're fine, you're fine. But I think it's really beneficial for Cheshires to be like,
Yo.
hey, this is a new group that you can like attach to, I guess. If that makes any sense. Thoughts, Mammox?
Yeah, like
This is about Lightsome, I assume, yes?
Yep.
What
about
is the topic? Sorry, I missed the question.
what
Is
it's
advertising from company mates beneficial to groups?
Oh, 100%. I think it definitely is. Um, there's an aspect of, oh, well, it's just like, it does it mean anything if it's just someone that's not being paid to say it, but you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a YouTube sponsor where you don't take it seriously, but I think it's
Mm.
beneficial anyway, because if you are um, a pre-established group, you do have more reach than a completely newly debuted group, and it's just nice because everybody likes seeing their favorite idols interacting with their new favorites. So I think cross-company stuff is or inter-company stuff is always going to at least help a little bit. Yeah,
we
Mm-hmm.
take those crumbs, bro.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, you wanted to speak about this topic?
Yeah. This is like years in the making, even, right? Because
Mm,
if you've followed Cube and Cube trainees, you know Lightsum's been there for 8 years. This is someone who was there predating half of CLC even. Uh,
this is Julian, right?
yeah, that's Julian. So it's like a giant, I guess, payback of these are people who have trained alongside her, and I mean, half of Idol trained with Chowan. The it's like you're there to support your friend beyond all other things, right? It's uh I guess a real life comparison for that would be graduating a long time before your friends, and then you get to go to their graduation like 2 3 years later.
Mm, right.
Because that's how it was for me. Like I finished 2.5, and then I went back and I was like, hey, I have friends who finish in 4, friends who finish in 5, friends who finish in 6. So that's what it felt like watching, because you see everybody who was there for her like posting about it and talking about it and kind of supporting. And I think it goes deeper than just, oh, we're in the same company, let me help you out, because we saw, I guess in the past, senior artists helping out the Hubes in small amounts, but hearing her say like, yeah, we had at least one person from every cube group show up for our debut or our MV filming. That's like the care beyond just, oh, let me just tweet about them.
Yeah, for
'Cause-
sure. It's
yeah,
less of like a co-worker thing and much more of that family thing that we're sold on, right? Because we're always
yeah,
Of
sold that idol
course.
companies are families, and it's just basically like a big unit of people that all like each other, and you're never sure how serious it is. But when you hear stuff like, "Oh yeah, like the seniors all turned up," at least not all of them, but at least one from every group all turned up to like make sure that we were doing okay and just see what we were doing. That's nice to hear.
I think it's really really good to keep it. You know, this is gonna sound very very weird when I say this, and I mean this in the regards to a K-pop
Mm.
company, but it's good to keep it in the family. You know, again, that sounds very weird, but keep the support in the family, like people who are Cube Trash, Grizz, myself, others as well, people who will support Cube groups without any doubt. I think it's really good to like have that constant. I am a CLC fan. Then G Idol debuts. Now I'm a G Idol fan, but I still support CLC. Now Lightsum comes out. I am now a Lightsum fan. It's kind of that perpetual motion of, you know, you're a fan of a company and their artists because you like what they have had so far, type of thing.
There's also like a reverse aspect to it as well, right? Like it's not just one-way promotion. Like if you're going, hey, let's check out this brand new group, like let's see what they're doing, let's have a look at some of their content, and you're like, oh, so like the guys from the groups that are in the company with them also turned up. Oh, that's cool. That's nice to hear. They're not just there to just do the thing, get a paycheck, and cash out. Like, that's
Mhm.
nice. So you go to check out who these people are. Obviously, not everybody is going to, but it is a two-way street, and that's nice, because it's like it's like when you go onto, well, it's not you obviously, it's like when you have an idol go onto a show that somebody else in their company's in, and then you see fans like checking out the other person's content.
Mhm.
Like when it happens when people go onto like the Naver Now shows and stuff, and it's like, oh hey, who is this person? They seem to get along. Let's check them out. And then you have the same stuff for when it's within companies. So that's nice.
Question,
Uh,
because I know that like we're gonna get into the topic of like Lightsum and their long-term success, or maybe even like short-term success in terms of when the mini comes out. We'll see, if the support right now kind of transitions into that. I want to know, where do you see Lightsum heading? Do you think it's going to be more successful than CLC after they initially debuted with Pepe? How do you feel about that?
I would just jump
cool.
in real quick. Yes. Because they already are.
Mm.
Um, in terms of sales, they already are. In terms of charting, I don't think they are yet. I know Pepe didn't go crazy on the charts, but High Heels did, which was their first OT7 comeback because a lot of people were interested in post-produce Umbin. Um, but I think they still have like about a year and a half until that period to catch up with TLC. They're on day 2 and they're already at 10,000 sales, so they're doing pretty good for
They
themselves.
already eclipsed Idol's 257 day one sales.
Oh yeah, they like 800 times blew that shit out the water. Like,
Imagine being one of those 257 people where it's like, I believed you all are just bandwagoners. I believe since day one.
oh, that's me. Yeah,
I did. I wish I could say that was me.
Let's
I wish I could say
go.
that was me.
I'm one of those
If
OG
only I was
TPPs.
in that era, I would have bought 10, bro. That's the
Yeah.
limit I can make.
Yeah, back then, I mean,
Did it
I
make more
only
than
buy like
200?
one. If only they made more, yeah. I only buy typically like one of of a type.
Hmm.
The only time I've ever bought more than one is for CLC's Crystal. I bought like close to 30, and that was 2017. And then it was this debut. I bought a shit ton just because I was
A
expecting.
shit ton is moderately putting it.
Okay, okay. I didn't.
Like,
I'll,
Jesus Christ, there's whales and then there's whales. Like,
I
woof.
I didn't think that the numbers going to be high, so I bought a lot just to make a meme out of the percentage that I owned because I the TikTok thing of like I built this company type shit. Um, I wanted to be able to say that, and then it happened. So
Yeah, it happened, and now it's like, oh wait, that
Yeah, he a
percentage is
whale,
real
bro.
small now, huh? Interesting.
yeah, I know they ruined my charts. My songs tanked, bro. I feel like I
Man, if
got
you don't
like
get into the fan calls, it's going to be so miserable. There's no way that you don't.
oh, on the next one, I'm going nuts just because I want to be able to say I did it like at least once. Um, and also the competitions will be way too hard for any other cube group now, and this is like
Yeah, true.
the only chance. Yeah,
This is the freelo one.
well,
this is the
question.
Freelo one. I should have gone 100 at the beginning,
Well,
huh?
question. There was a point where I'm just gonna quickly ask this because someone just rang my doorbell. But there was a point where someone in chat just said it's gonna be difficult seeing how Weekly, Espa, Stacy are charting so well. Do you think that Lightsum is gonna be able to survive amongst some of those bigger names?
I feel like that's why they dropped the song. While there's like a lot of groups who are dropping in as well. Because I feel like they're trying to, as everyone watches the stages. Oh, wait, this is the new group, right? They're trying, it's like a DC thing. They're dropping whenever there's someone big is coming as well.
It's
trying
like
to catch that.
it's not just someone who's dropping. It's like everybody at
Yeah.
once is
Yeah,
dropping.
it's like BTS, it's Twice, it's like everybody with a name, and they're like, oh hey, that's
TXT and
Lightsome. Yeah,
NTC Dream have their remix album out. Like,
Oh
my
yeah,
god.
bored out of those groups. Oh, there's a new one.
It's like, oh, who else do we need? Oh, wait, Red Velvet's coming back in a month. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. Let's add in IU, why not? Let's go.
But didn't that happen as well with Latata? Or no, not really.
Can't
uh,
remember what came out at the same time.
I think
no,
Latata
Latata
came
came
with
out.
DC.
Yeah, Latata came
DC
out with DC, and they were like the steepest competition.
was it
Uh,
Fly High? The one there against that time? Or
well,
was it wait, I actually forgot now.
I'll just say it. Latata's competition was Freelo. It was such
Oh,
Freelo. Yeah. Uh, damn. Thinking about it now, we kind of went in on like nuts times for Latata and then
we get a
Senorita.
good time on that one, yeah.
Yeah, we got lucky with two of those comebacks because realistically, those numbers shouldn't have won music shows. Um, but Lightsum definitely didn't have that window of, oh, let's go squeak out a free win like at
Mm.
all this year.
No,
It's
yeah.
That
impossible.
was Luna debut as well, right?
No, Idol beat Luna for year-end shows. I don't think Luna even had a chance on music shows like debut era.
But it was debut at that time, right?
You'd have to ask an Orbit.
I
To be
think it's High High.
Oh, that was
I'm not
Han,
sure.
according to
Oh,
voice chat. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Um, but
That sounds
for
right, yeah.
yeah, that sounds right too.
Like, thinking about the
oh,
photos and shit, like, it was definitely Han that they beat them.
mm-mm.
I just
But
know that I
for
remember like watching Senorita stages, and then immediately after Senorita, they would do Butterfly.
Oh,
Yes,
was
yes.
that their debut or was
fly,
Idol
like a
debut?
No,
butterfly.
no, they had a project before. Sorry about that. I had to go get firewood.
Because Luna debuted the year before Idol, because Idol
Yeah.
is 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luna's 2017.
Their
So that means
pre-debut
that,
start, oh, 2016. You're right. That would make sense.
yeah, they were like the end of no, they were the end of 2016 into start of 2017, and then they debuted 2007. Whatever.
It
Like,
happens. It happens.
I will never forgive them for debuting with Hi Hi because that song fucking sucks. Oh well, it
I
is what it
mean,
is.
Luna management, Omega lol. You know, like it's
They
just
released the worst song for the law. The
It's all
law.
promotions.
Yeah.
it's
Release Hi Hi
That's
as a
why
pre-release
everyone
and then have
hates us.
favorite.
That's why the orbits
Everyone
hate us.
hates us, yeah. But we're doing the opposite with Lightsum this time, right? We're basically inting them so that we can get a little
we're
bit of the break.
inting them.
Yeah, I mean, we threw them against Twice, head to head with
No,
fucking Twice.
Yeah.
but it's good though because like there's no way that they can win by any means like in the summer. I think having maybe Idol can do it, but like if you're not like a top 5 girl group, I guess you're not gonna be able to survive. Like I don't know, has Espa actually won yet with Next Level?
I think they got.
They won
with
one,
next
right?
level. I don't think so.
Not with
I
Next Level.
swear they
They won with
won one
their
or something. Oh no, I
yeah.
guess
They
not.
won with Mamba. After B2B 4U's promotion.
But that was like, but like that's after promotion, right?
But just hear
Okay.
me out for a second though. It's like you're like Grizz said, I guess you're inting, but at the same time, it's like,
It's a
wow, I
tactical
really
int.
like that Twice song, and then the song that came after was not that bad either. Granted, I'm not a big fan of Next Level, and that song is
I'm on the next level.
yeah, I would just turn off the game if that was my next level. But if you're a Twice fan and then you're listening to Espa next, you're gonna be like, oh wow, this is a pretty good song, I guess. Like you're gonna be able to listen to it. It's the same as Lightsum, where it's like, say you're just a Forever Everglow fandom member, you're gonna be like, man, I love First, and now I'm gonna listen to this.
I mean, that's a huge int, bro, for them. If we actually won over all of them, that would be so funny.
I mean, you would have to have some like reality, like every member would have to be in a reality show, like
Yeah, people would
Idol
have to
School or
literally
something.
stop streaming Twice.
But
Like, just
that's
go,
like,
nope, no more Twice
but
for me.
that I
And even
think
by
that
sales,
hits
they have to be
some
like,
of
well, like way
those.
more.
some of those that wanted the cutie concept back from Twice were stealing those.
I mean,
And
this
they
concept's pretty
returned to
cute.
that, right? With alcohol free, that's like,
This shit's mad cute. It's
yeah, this is like
adorable.
leaning that direction, which makes it really sus for us.
The lyric though.
The lyrics are not. You're right, but like image-wise, people never care. Think about it. Like Twice's cute concept was never cute lyrics. Like "Ooh Ah" is literally about hook. Like I'm not even gonna get into it.
Oh yeah.
Lyric-wise, people just don't care about most stuff. It's all about like image. The big like concern for Lightsum is they have to run the gauntlet. They have to run through Twice, through BTS's new song, through Brave Girls coming back,
Through TXT as well.
through TXT. Like the one that scares me isn't even like Twice BTS. It's Brave Girls when they eventually
No, yeah,
destroy
Brave
the
Girls are
market
going to
again.
completely obliterate the charts, and if they
They're
don't, it would be like the weirdest fucking thing. Like Brave Girls are going to come in and just clean the charts. Like, there's no way that they don't.
Do you think that
There's
they
no way.
actually
honestly do?
body BTS.
Do you
Yeah,
honestly think so?
I think that because of the ridiculous amount of momentum, they either kick everybody else out of the top except for maybe fucking Butter. But like, I think they could do it just because of the actual public popularity that they have. Because it's not even like it's just Brave Girls fandom streaming. Like, it's proper GP streaming, which is so crazy powerful for obvious reasons.
2 out of the top 7 songs in Korea right now are Brave Girl songs, and they're both like
Yeah,
2017, 2019 songs. Give them something fresh, that's instantly number one.
God, I would laugh my ass off if they pull an IU and have the top 10 just them. That would genuinely be so funny. Like, Brave Girls of all people.
So funny. But I think BTS sneaks one of them out. Like Butter at least catches like a
Yeah. Like, I
3 or
can't see them. I
5,
can't
yeah.
see them doing the full clear, but like everybody except for BTS maybe. Like, unless someone weird drops some mega hit out of nowhere, like one of the Trot guys releases some new epic album and it's like, oh shit, this is the best thing I've heard, and everyone that's just like an idol group just cries because Trot is OP, you know?
Or like Draxo said,
Mhm.
like if Zico had a comeback out of nowhere that just like knocks out charts, we could have female Zico do it. Soyeon's coming out pretty soon.
Oh man, how many of the Lightsome girls do you reckon are going to be on whatever release she has?
Like on
None.
it, or like just there to like hang out and say what's up.
Oh no, it's like features or whatever.
Only
I don't
actually
think they
see.
will.
I don't think they will, but I can only see it being show on.
I could see them using either John or Nayeon, honestly, just because of like they, in my head, they pair well with how she sings and like the rap and stuff. I think they could do it. I don't know if it's something that, because it's such free
Promotion.
promotion for Lightsome. So they're like, oh yeah, by the way, on Soyeon's like first solo album or whatever the hell she puts out, it's like, hey, look, she got like one person from every group of Cube. Like, that's the real Cube concert right there.
I feel like she's gonna get someone from SM. The SM tax
Oh
is
yeah, I see
real.
that going more like
I laughed so hard when I saw the credit list for Vanilla, and I was like, I recognize that name, and I looked them up, and I was like, oh, it's the person that wrote Red Velvet's Ice Cream.
I I don't know. Speaking about Red Velvet, they're coming back soon. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago, where we're like, oh, is Red Velvet gonna come out? Everyone's getting a solo nowadays. We got the Joy Work. I think Rai was going on about that last week, or maybe it was Mammox and Rai. But
Yeah,
now we're getting, what is it? OT5, right? It's OT5. I'm
Yep.
not trying to be a hater. OT5. There you go.
yeah, it's everybody.
OT5 work. And I think this is the first instance of Red Velvet post Irene controversy. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
It is?
Yep.
How do you think that's going to play
It's
out for the
mostly
comeback?
been solos, Wendy solos, and the latest one is Joy solo.
Do you think that a lot of fans are anticipating like Irene to have a good
Bro,
showing,
they
and that's why they're
forgot
gonna have a
about that
lump?
shit
Are you
months
sure?
ago.
No one cares anymore.
No one cares. I even forgot at some point.
Like it only ever comes up as people like, hey, do you think like this is gonna impact it? And it's like, oh yeah, that happened. Right. Hmm. I don't think it'll impact anything in any way, honestly.
Yeah.
I believe
Uh,
actually that's a lie. That is a lie. The Chinese Irene bar is boycotting the comeback. I forgot about that. Apparently,
for real?
they are genuinely just not buying and not doing any promotion for it. So that could actually really mess with things
They could
because
stagger the typical sales that they will have.
yeah, they could completely triple the sales, honestly. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I had forgotten that the Chinese Irene bar went nope, nope.
Wait, why though?
They didn't like how SM handled the scandal.
Oh, okay, okay.
They felt that it was lacking in
Ugh.
whatever. That shit went away
This is like
so
toy
fast.
bar
It went
as well.
away so fast. How can they not be happy with it?
They just dumb, bro. I'm
I
sorry to say
They-
this,
I
but
think
they
SM is
dumb.
better than YG at cleaning up scandals, like legitimately.
no, yeah, yeah.
It's
SM's
gone
terrifying.
now.
What was
Literally.
There was a group. Is it Twice? The album's called Scandal. What is it? There's
They
like
have a
one
song
of-
that's
Yeah,
called
there
Scandal.
is a
Yeah.
song called Scandal.
No, that's so smart. I think Grizz was talking about it too, where it's like you type in on Google, it's like Twice Scandal. Like it's gonna be the first thing that pops up. It's so smart. It's
Line
absolutely so
distribution
smart.
instead of like actual drama. You're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Yeah, it's so smart. Oh my
For real,
goodness.
that's so funny. We should have one.
We should have a scandal. I think we've had enough.
No,
I think
no,
we've had
I
enough.
think
No,
it's
no,
like
no, no. The
some
song, the
sort of
song.
controversy or like appropriation or something, you know?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think cultural appropriation by G Idol is gonna do good as a B side.
Yeah, Sion's mixtape is gonna drop, and it's just
Title
called
track
Juice
is
Box.
CA.
Every single title is like
Juice
the new,
box. Oh,
every
yo, it's a
single title
fucking
is a new
diss track.
Abrahamic religion.
It'll be a diss track, bro.
A diss track.
That's actually the title track of her solo, Juice Box.
Man, I hope there's absolutely never. I don't want to hear any more diss tracks. They're so boring, so boring. It's the most uninteresting thing in all of rap. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
On diss tracks.
I do not like them. Don't know write my own diss track. It needs to be a diss track about diss tracks.
Been
Holy.
done before. I think that's actually happened.
Yeah, like I don't know how many people here were following it, but there was this ridiculous back and forth in Korean hip hop between a whole bunch of different rappers, and it was basically
Ooh.
some absolute no one going after the real big names for really dumb shit like, oh, you rap really fast because you can't actually rap, and then he just got obliterated. And one of them basically just said this shit is really boring, and the only reason that I'm saying anything is basically because you won't shut up. Like he didn't want to release a track, but he kind of got forced to because it's just oh my god. It's
Because
like 4 in
everyone's
a row
like
something.
waiting.
Yeah, it's like okay, fine.
I want to jump into a new topic here, and I was just
Mhm.
having a giggle for myself because it's funny that we were talking about Idol releasing different songs that would hide them from controversy, culture appropriation. We could possibly have an Idol song named influence or cultural influence. Who knows? Sky's the limit. But speaking about influence, I do want to talk about something that is not really political or like controversial or anything like that. I guess it could be controversial in Korea. I want to talk about Pride Month and the effect it has in K-pop and like the LGBTQ plus motions or notions that we have seen in K-pop. We lightly touched upon it last week when we were talking about I believe it was I'm blanking here. FX artist Amber. There you go. We were talking about the Amber music video and some of the connotations in that. I want to ask you guys, do you think that there's place for larger groups to voice public support on LGBTQ plus matters, or do you think that it becomes polarizing to fans who want to disassociate that kind of political notion from music?
I
It's a
think for a
very
group,
hefty question.
yeah,
Oh.
I think it's harder for a group to actively support something, no matter what it is. Like you can't be
Hmm.
very vocal about it. But I think if individual members do something, like the GP doesn't care as much. You see a lot of idols do like nails, or they do accessories or wardrobe changes to fit Pride Month. Occasionally, you'll see like posts and like sentimental messages, or at fan signs, you'll get people talking about things like Kino was like very supportive of LGBTQ I plus people in the universe community. He congratulated a couple of them like live
Mm.
back when fan signs were a thing, saying like, "Oh, congratulations, you and your girlfriend are together now," because it was someone that had come up to him at the previous fan sign saying that they didn't know how to come out, and he was like, "Just make yourself happy." Um, but I think it's very hard if like a full group endorses an idea, because then it's
Yeah.
easier to like chop that group down, right? You can very easily say like, "Oh, entire group is canceled." But if it's like one member, the waves don't splash as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Go ahead, Brad.
about
Sorry.
it, the top about that topic, it just reminds me of Joke One, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the most centered in that kind of topic. I feel
And one of
like
the most, one
as
of
a
the, he's
group,
definitely one of the more prominent out there
yeah,
names in terms
like
of anything to do with it.
in term of as a group, and I think as a listener as well, there's just things that will definitely hit to a degree. I mean, you want to show support, but as well, you want to fit what your audience wants, right?
I
Yeah,
mean,
like it's a hard balancing act because
Yeah. It's either
on the
you can do it as a individual thing or as a group. So what do you think is much better?
right,
I
because
think
like
it's
well,
better as
to
something
play devil's advocate
individualistically.
here, to play devil's advocate, I guess one could argue that a lot of Sunmi's fans like are supporters of her stance. I don't know if it's so much a stance, but just like from what she's done for LGBTQ plus like pride flags and then just public support and things like that. Do you think that groups, if there was a song that has nothing to do with LGBTQ plus, and then suddenly like a music video, for instance, "Oh My God," right, from G Idol, a lot of people were saying that that has like a lot of LGBTQ plus lesbian vibes, if that makes any sense? Do you feel like that kind of affects the interpretation of songs or the reception of songs?
Uh,
Mm,
I'll just
I
go and
think we
say
have an example in our group. Oh my God.
She took me to the stars.
It took
I
me
think
to the stars.
if we're just looking at reception of it, then yeah, because like you said, you gave Sunmi as an example. Sunmi's a soloist. Sunmi can like speak for herself in a lot of instances. It doesn't impact anyone else around her, and people who are like safer from GP backlash, I think, are people who have either veterancy or individuality. Because you're not held hostage by the image of your entire group being on your shoulders. Um, and in the case of Sunmi, she's a veteran. She's been around for a fat minute, right? She earned her solo.
yeah,
She earned her ability to speak on topics and people to actually listen to her. She's been here 14 years. One of Girls debuted in 2007. Yeah, 14, 15 years. Um, so in terms of like a group like Idol coming out and doing something that is like, oh my God, where it's the lyrics already are pretty like sussy, but then the MV and everyone's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's very hard to deny now. If we go back to like Korean perception and backlash and reactions, some people loved it, but some people really did not. Some
yeah. I
people
mean, it's always going to
Yeah.
be
very
one of those polarizing topics, like always, always, always. Like on the one hand, a lot of people, especially international fans, um, were super happy with. Is it Irene reading that there
yeah,
was
about feminism. Yeah,
yeah, and obviously it's not exactly the same, but it's a very it's tangentially related in that it is a um, mm, progressive viewpoint, and a lot of international fans are very happy with it. But at the same time, she got shit tons of death threats from Korean fans because no shit, like hyper conservative society. It is incredibly difficult for groups that are like idol groups to do anything openly, because there's supporting, and then there's being like an advocate, I guess, like being
That's a good one.
putting your like. There's a difference between saying, yeah, this is cool, and then there's putting your face on it, like going out there and like wearing slogans, wearing colors and stuff like that, or writing songs that are openly about it. There's a big difference, and it always feels like everybody just gets up to the line, and there's very few people that go over. Like you always hear the, oh yeah, no, love who you love, like I like accepts everyone, like it's everything's okay, but I don't know, it's a difficult thing to really work out quite often if the message is intentional, because obviously sometimes words just happen in a certain order that's not meant. But oh my god was very, very overt. But at the same time,
It's definitely in
was it
there.
was it intentional or not? Like it's after the fact now. There's death of the author. It's been interpreted in a certain way. This is now what it means. But yeah, it's still not like in the case of oh my god. Yeah, it's overt, but it's not.
But realistically, as you hear the
It's not
song,
blunt. It's not that blunt because it's a case of like, yes, she said love who you love and all that kind of stuff, and you have the lyrics and you have the imagery, but considering the stuff that's said in other songs, other idol group songs, and then the imagery that goes with that in music videos and choreos, is it actually any different?
yeah.
That's very interesting, actually. You know what's weird that you brought up Korea being hyper conservative, or not maybe hyper, but just still a super conservative place, right? It's
I
always
say it
weird to
more as
me.
hyper.
Yeah, it's very weird to me about like male groups Aegyo, like typically relies on like member to member like interact, if that makes any sense, if anyone understands where I'm going with this. Um it's like they may not accept LGBTQ plus, but they still, well, some people are like, oh my god, yeah, fan service, there you go. But some people are like, oh my god, fan service, like, oh my god, Hyunjin just kissed this guy's cheek, oh my god. And then versus like, hey guys, I'm Amber, and I am in support of this. Like Mamek said, it's associating your face versus like, I guess, supporting it, because there is a huge difference between just saying, I support this, and then I am an advocate of this.
Right, there's lip service and then there's like actual advocacy.
Right.
Like you can say something, but it doesn't mean you do something.
Right.
It's like one of the funniest ones is one of the Luna members, Hyunjin, someone sent her a Black Lives Matter hoodie, and she lost it or something like that. And basically, she went out of her way to find an identical Black Lives Matter hoodie, and then was wearing it to events and stuff, like wearing it to music shows. Obviously, not onto stage, and like, cool, neat. But is it advocacy? Is it actual advocacy? Is it like this is a movement that I support, or is it like
You like the sweater?
you like the sweater? It's something that a fan sent. Like,
Well, yeah. Like, does she even know what it says? Like,
yeah, like is there understanding of what it actually means?
it's like when idols like take fans as like pride flags, like rainbow flags. It's like, do they understand like the message?
And even if they do,
that?
like, what are they gonna do? Like, go, no, I don't feel comfortable. Like, no, they're not. They're gonna wave the flag that the fan gave them.
I mean, sometimes they do have the choice to like just not pick up the flag, I guess.
Yeah. Mm.
No, I felt like
There are
we.
some agencies that
It's
actually
it's
always
more of the issue of the fans itself, to be honest. Like, if you don't support this, you suck. That's mostly the issue
Are
here.
you talking about interpretation of actions from idols onto fans, or?
Yeah, it's more so towards like if your particular fans started to like support one thing, they're expecting their idols to also do the same thing.
they project morality onto someone. It's like they're
Hmm.
Yeah,
expecting
Yeah,
a role
exactly.
to
that's the
someone.
issue. That's something that I'm annoyed with, actually. Like, even it if they have a different stance, it doesn't. Why would I care? You know?
I mean, it depends on what it is, obviously. Like if it
Yeah,
turned out
but if
if it
it's like
turned out that
something
IU was like a raging
so
homophobe, like absolutely hated anything to do with LGBT,
yeah,
like I would drop her in an instant. Like absolutely, 100%.
Like if they're
true,
neutral or if they
true.
have no strong opinion, and then you're expecting them to be very vocal about something.
Yeah, or if it's more, or if
Yeah.
it's like they have no publicly strong opinion.
Yeah, I'm more
Like it's
so annoyed
perfectly possible that they
towards
go back
the
home and like they log onto their anonymous Twitter account and are doing all of the like the making tweets and retweeting stuff, and there's all kinds of like activity that they're doing towards the cause. But it's like, yeah, they get on stage and they don't say anything. That's fine. Like they don't have to be publicly vocal with it, but because they're public figures, they have to.
yeah.
Gnome said something really interesting where it's the idol image is basically a blank slate of perfection, and
Hmm.
they get pushed as whatever the company wants to be pushed as. So you can almost like your name insert yourself into anything with your idol, and be like, oh yeah, this is my idol. This is or like that's kind of how most idols are. But there's the exceptions to that. There's Kino, there's Chan, there's people who are like very individualistic and have that spark of creativity and like mark themselves or Sunmi that mark themselves outside of the bunch.
Right.
Um, and then there's like everybody else who is like under lock and key and told like this is what you have to do by your company on this like weird mandate of protect your image.
Hmm.
I know certain companies don't even let you pick, like you said, if you throw a flag on stage and they pick up the flag and wave it around, does that mean they support it? There's some companies that say don't even touch the flag anymore. Um,
Yes.
there's a lot of companies that say you're not allowed to wear things given by fans that have writing on it. I think that's one of the YG things, right? You're not allowed to take like a shirt or like a wardrobe item unless it's like a brand thing
Right, but
because
it can't be a brand thing unless it's a brand that they're associated with because of
yeah,
they have
because contract.
extremely strict
Contracts.
exclusivity contracts.
Mm.
So it's like you're only allowed to take a certain amount of things, and even then, you're only allowed to wear a certain amount of things publicly.
Hmm.
It's like there's such a extremist shutdown of freedoms um, that the expectation of vocal support for something that you deeply care about is almost the most unrealistic part about idolizing someone, because you can assume like these people are perfect, they don't even use the restroom, but assuming that they can have an opinion, oh, that's going too far, man.
Hmm.
What do you think?
It's very interesting for sure
What
because
do
it's
you
like.
mean, Yayi? What do you mean,
Wiggy,
in terms of like the
wiggy.
YG branding and stuff?
Uh,
I mean, definitely a lot of things changed when
oh.
um, idols were
That
basically being
issue, oh my
given
God. I
idols were
almost
basically
forgot
being
about that.
given trap gifts, so stuff like Taiwanese flags or like T-shirts and stuff. And like I don't know how many people remember or are aware of this. One of the BTS guys basically wore a Hiroshima was good T-shirt.
What the
Or shirt.
hell? What the hell?
Um, it
Really?
Oh
was
my
yeah,
God.
it was pretty fucking
That
awful.
happened?
I can't remember. It wasn't exactly that, but it was basically that. And the idea was essentially that some fan had given it to him as as a gift. So he's like, "Oh, I've got to wear it," and he just didn't pay attention or didn't care. But it was just like, "Oh wow, that's really bad and like ultra nationalistic." Ooh, ooh, my god, no, bad.
How many
Um,
years ago was that someone was given a jacket that had like a swastika on it or something, or like a Nazi badge, and
oh no, it was
that was pretty recently, right? Or is that
there
long
was
ago?
someone was given a jacket that had like the Japanese nationalist logo on it. I think.
The
The
red sun or
Rising
rising
Sun.
sun. Yeah, I feel so
No,
bad
like there's the
because
Rising Sun, and then they have like a slightly different one as well, like a new one that's more quote unquote subtle or whatever.
hold on
But
for a
yeah,
second.
no.
I feel so bad for laughing
No,
at
that
this,
was a
but
G
Grizz
friend.
said,
G friend.
yeah, I
That
was just about to say,
nonsense.
Grizz was talking about, what do you call it, someone's giving the Nazi flag to wear, and it's so messed up because I'm laughing, but my mind was like, was it so on? Because like, she had the photo and stuff. Come on, you
Yeah.
can't make sometimes these things happen, and you're like, did that really happen? Like, just right now with the BTS stuff, I'm like, no way did that actually happen. Like,
No, yeah,
come
like
on.
I'll see if I can find the article about it and put it in a chat. 'Cause it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
BTS Hiroshima t-shirt. Yep, there it is.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just gotta quickly go do something, but I will leave you guys for a couple of minutes here with this question. What are you guys' thoughts on Minnie's new show on Netflix? Do you think that's going to be
So
a good leeway into a comeback, or
to come back, I don't know, but I'm
I
super,
don't
super,
know
super
about
excited
comeback.
for it.
are you guys going
It
to watch
looks
it?
funny as hell.
Yeah, but as the show itself, I'm down. I'm ready. I'm about to renew my Netflix account, bro, just for that.
I don't know if,
Oh,
if it's a good segue for a comeback. Like, I'm still not entirely sure when that's gonna happen. Someone was saying, I saw in chat a couple of days ago that Shu was saying that she's heading back to Korea at the end of this month or
because she
next
has
month or
work.
something.
Yeah,
So
she has
that's
to work.
cool. That's cool.
that's cool indeed.
Here's hoping that that means that we will start to get more group activities. But who knows? Maybe we'll have something fun like a Soyeon, Shu, Mion unit or something. That'd be interesting. Or variety shows with those three would be awful. So awful. My god.
It'd be
All right.
such a mess. Yeah.
I just want to jump in here. I had to go do something. Someone just dropped off this like truckload of firewood. I didn't know that I bought that much, but I guess like I have a lot of firewood, so and I guess I had to move it too. I'm so sorry for ducking out. I'm gonna be in here just so that we can record the last bit of the episode. But I have left Rye and Mamix the rest of the topics here. We are going to be getting into our fun topics as soon as you guys are done talking about the mini Netflix show. I want to thank everyone for coming out. I'm probably going to head out now though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for listening for the first 20 minutes to my rambling about me being the anti-Twice song. Yeah, take care everyone. I hope you guys have a great day. If I'm not able to come back before I offload all of this fucking wood, I guess. But
Jesus.
yeah, take care guys. Peace.
So yeah,
Take care.
I'm looking forward to the show a lot. Like, it looks like it's going to be one of those ridiculously over dramatic shows, but because I think entirely because of like what it's about, like the setting of them all being like uni students and stuff, like it feels more natural than something ridiculous. Like I've been watching bits and pieces of the K drama Vincenzo, and that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
ridiculous.
so
Is
so
so
bizarre.
ridiculous.
It's like just sat in his sitting room, drinking a massive glass of wine and watching Korean Ko- Korean productions of opera and stuff, and then oh, it's absolutely batshit. But hopefully, fingers crossed. So not worth it. That's the name, right? So not worth it.
I-
So not
yeah,
worth it.
I feel like it'll be
It's fun.
a very cliche show,
Oh
but
no,
with
yeah, I have
with
like
realistic drama into
I have
it.
I have like Korean Big Bang Theory vibes. Just
Oh, that
it's like
vibe.
it looks like it's
Wow.
shot very similar to it, and I don't think there'll be a laugh track, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like it's one of those shows that definitely has a laugh track.
They gotta laugh.
Gotta laugh,
What
especially when
what
it's
I
not
get
funny.
is almost like a sitcom version of Itaewon Class. It's kind
Oh,
Oh,
of
interesting.
yeah. That's kind
oh,
of. I was talking
that's
with
kind of deep.
I was no, not like that impressive, but I was talking to some girls that I know, and they're big on K dramas, and
Hmm.
I raised them the idea of like, hey, there's this Netflix show Minnie's gonna be in. They're like, oh, that's gonna be interesting. But because of the I guess the packaging of it being a lot of like international people as young adults trying to like just portray their lives in a very like sitcom manner, it
Mhm.
almost sets you up for that immediate comparison. And when we were talking about it, I was like, huh, that is really interesting because it's telling the story not of something extremely cliche or heavily written about, but it's tropish in some ways, right? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're gonna fall into some tropes, but this is such a niche of a a diverse friend group in the young adulthood of their lives that you're you're kind of unique while also being tropish, if that makes sense.
Yes. And like Gnome said, it's a different kind of like cliche to what Mion's drama had, where Mion's drama was very like cliche, over the top, romantic, whereas this is just dumb uni students being dumb uni students,
Yep.
which opens the doors to so much more ridiculousness. Plus, plus it has CLC's Eugen in it, so I am super excited for that. I don't know how big a part she has. It's probably minuscule, but it's better than nothing, and I'm excited to finally see the curse lifted.
That's an interesting like little jumping point though, right? She goes from this Netflix show to Girls Planet. Do you think she makes the debut lineup given that momentum?
Mm,
I mean, is the show big enough?
hmm.
I know it's a Netflix show, and it seems to be reasonably popular on social media and stuff, but like, is it a big enough springboard? Hopefully the show, like the Girls Planet is, but I don't know. It's
Yeah,
possible,
she's
I
also
guess.
going to be in one of the Cube shows coming up. She was one of the first ones casted.
Yes, yes, true.
But if we're saying like just a Netflix show, one of the most successful movies of the last year in Korea was a Netflix movie. What was it called? It was the one with that twist ending. I don't want to spoil it because but I have to look up the name of it real quick.
Is that one I saw? It's probably one that we went through a lot. No.
Sweet and Sour.
I didn't watch it, but I have it on the list of things to probably never get around to watching.
Yeah, Sweet and Sour. It's a Netflix movie, and it did shockingly well with the domestic and international audience. I mean, international gave it like a 70% because the twist ending doesn't really like. Oh God, I can't spoil it. This is a very fresh. This is a fresh movie, but it did really well. It had a very high viewership, so the potential for Netflix to like get attention is really high. Granted, movies are easier to watch than a whole drama series, but or a whole sitcom, but there is a bit of a springboard there. It's not the strongest, but it's got balance.
Well, here's hoping, because it'd be nice to see her pick up some steam. That'd be extremely cool. Okay, I think that's probably enough about that for now, unless anyone in chat has any um
Anyone
other
had to
thoughts. Any other
other
thoughts on
thoughts?
Minnie's drama leading into anything? Oh, the Eugene casting was announced a while back. I can't remember when it was, but it was a while back, I think. It
It was
was when,
basically right after they announced, "Hey, we acquired an entire fucking webtoon branch."
yeah, yeah. I'm sure someone can probably find information about it somewhere, but I am not digging through hundreds of tweets and posts. um, okay, let's see what else we had on here, because we do get to see the list of questions and topics and stuff, but I don't normally look at it because it's much more fun to just get these quite often insane questions just thrown at me.
Just blind, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a fun one. Let's get this really short one that's going to last 4 hours out of the way. What's your favorite fruit and why is it the best?
Oh, it's gotta be mangoes, bro.
It's got to be what, sorry?
Mine is mangoes. I love mangoes.
Mangoes. Mangoes are
Mm.
good. Mangoes are one of those things where I'm like, how the fuck do you like cut a mango? I don't
Oh,
know why
it's
I find it so challenging, but
usually
I do.
3 parts. Cause the one in the center is the what do you call this? It's like a
The pit, yeah.
yeah, the pit. But
See,
sometimes you
someone else
just
agrees with me. Cutting mangoes is so hard. I don't know why. It should be
but
so
sometimes
easy.
you just skin it. You just skin it and then you just hold it and then you eat it as a whole. We do
Fair.
that.
True. I mean, I just bite into it. I just give up and just bite into it. Man, I love bananas. Like, I think it's mostly
Oh.
because you can do so much with them. Because you can just eat them, and it's basically like Red Bull but yellow. Or you can put them into like smoothies and milkshakes and stuff. It's fantastic.
True. True.
Pineapple's
Dude,
also good.
I'm fully expecting to get weird champed again because the last time we talked about fruit in main chat one, everyone was like, "You're a heathen for eating fruit in a weird way."
Because you eat them in a weird way, not
Shut
because
the
of
fuck
what
up.
you eat.
It's normal. It's very normal to just eat a
Was
fruit.
it you?
Okay.
Was it you that said that you just eat kiwi skin?
No.
It,
That was Charlie. I think that was not me. But I've done it before. But it wasn't
oh
me.
my god.
Kiwi
I I
skin is
eat
like, oh my god.
I eat like apples whole. Like I'll eat the seed and the core and all that just because I
Oh
don't
no,
care.
sure, yeah.
Oh,
But like other stuff, I'm not like super weird. Um,
not
for
yet.
me, I think yes, not yet. I mean, I had my like college vegan phase where you just go for it and you just like you swear to God you're the most down to earth person ever. But I do we grow strawberries where I'm from, uh,
Mm,
in very high abundance, and almost everyone has like a little tiny garden for strawberries that you just grow seasonally. It's like winter months, but our climate is really suited for year-round strawberries. Um,
yeah, I can imagine.
so I have just strawberries out the ass as my favorite fruit because every single day I pretty much eat the same things, um, for the most part, and a lot of it is just like yogurt for breakfast or like a parfait once a day. So
True.
ton of granola, tons of like nuts and berries, and strawberry is like the go-to for it. Um, I think it's like it's not the most nutritious. Obviously, you're gonna say like, oh, get a super fruit, be in there, like be blueberries, that's your thing. No, I think strawberries are just like very easy, very good tasting.
I think
They're
I'm gonna
super good to
settle
grow.
on watermelon.
Oh, you're gonna go watermelon? That's a good one.
Yeah.
If it's not mango for me, it's definitely bananas. Our bananas in my country are like godlike.
Oh, I can imagine. So that's
Yes.
like wow. They must be
The
so cheap as
Japanese,
well.
even
Holy shit.
Japanese people loves our bananas. We export it to Japan a lot.
Oh yeah, they buy hundreds of thousands of millions and billions of tons. It's insane. I didn't like watermelon for the longest time. Like there was years where I didn't like it. I was like, no, it's too nah. And now I just like I could eat 3 watermelons a day, and I would still want more. I remember one
Oh,
summer, like it was one
so
of those
fresh.
like proper like early 20s lazy summers where you do nothing for 3 months. There was a week where we were hanging out at my friend's place, and we went through like 2, 3 days in a row. We went like through 3 watermelons a day between 4 of us. Oh, they're so good, especially with some salt on them. Something I've discovered that is absolutely fantastic because I started off and I was like, well, salt on them's good and salt and pepper on them is good. What if I put like Tabasco on it? Oh, Tabasco on watermelon, that's fantastic, cool,
Nani?
neat.
What Mamix? What you're describing is just like every Hispanic kid learning that tahini on watermelon is the best shit in the world.
Right, and
Yeah.
then I discovered, oh, it was La Grandma's crispy chili oil is so good. So like crispy chili flakes in spicy oil, and you just put a spoonful of that onto your bit of watermelon, you spread it across, and it is the best thing I have ever eaten. It is so good. Slightly salty, a little bit oily, but sweet, crunchy, and so spicy. It is fantastic. It's so good. So good. And I got weird jumped for days because I tried it. But oh, I highly
It just
recommend it.
works. It just works, bro. Uh, like
You made it
like
sound so good.
yeah, he made it sound amazing. Like
Mm-mm.
Gnome and Oops or Uzi. That's Uzi's new name. God damn it.
Because he's oopsie.
God damn it. That disgusts me. Um, but like they said, like this like the chili salt and like a little bit of lime on like any really sweet fruit, it just hits different. It's so good in the summertime. I'm really excited for the potential of being outdoors once the mandate lifts in like 4 days for my state.
Hmm.
And having people over and doing fruit-based things in a very fruity way. Uh, wait, pause champ. But it's gonna be dope. I'm really excited for like a proper summer for the first time in like 2 years.
I'm interested to see what my first summer in the UK in
As an adult,
11
yeah.
years is as an adult, yeah. Because the last time that I was in the UK that wasn't like for like a week trip or whatever it was, like a 3-day trip. So the last time I was here, that was what 2011 or something. And the only summers that I've had since then have been like Spain or Italy, or I think I was in Berlin during summer at one point. No, I only went in the winter. So I'm interested to see how disappointing it is. It is so confusing because it stays light so much longer here. Like there's still a little bit of daylight and it's what, like 10 o'clock? 10:30. The other night my brain just like stopped working. So it's like, okay, I'm tired, it's really late, but outside it is full daylight. It is 10 o'clock in the evening and it is full daylight. How is this
Mhm.
possible?
Yeah. For some reason, my seasons are opposite of everywhere else in California. It just does not make sense. I live in this like nice little crested valley close to the sea that no one ever fucking recognizes.
Mhm.
Perfect for growing crops seasonally. It's like it only ever lands between like 40 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius conversions. I'm sorry, you kids. Um, but it's like perfectly temperate. It's like a nice little place to live. And last night it was like close to 10 and it was very bright outside. And I was sitting there. I'm like, is it early or am I just fucked up right now? Because I was drinking last night. I had wine. But I was just staring out the window. I'm like, wait, dear God, is it me or am I losing it? I forgot our seasons are backwards. So right now it's winter but technically summer. Um, and I'm tripping about that because I just came from like tropical Hawaii where everything got like really dark really early, but it's still warm outside. And now it's like very bright outside but cold, or like cool rather. And I used to live in like Southern California where it was hot as hell, but it'd always be dark. Or like
Mhm.
it's just the most confusing thing ever when you're bouncing between places and then like you have to readjust to weather because that first like week or two back you don't realize where you're at. Yeah, so I can only imagine what it's like for you where you've been gone better part of a decade, longer than a decade, and now it's like, hey, I'm an adult in this setting and I have to figure out how to navigate it on a daily basis.
Right, because like
Yeah,
because like obviously because
it's
when
so
I
hard.
was here, I was still at school, so like I was used to like the school schedule of stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, like in the winter, at 5 o'clock in the evening, it's gonna be really dark, and I was like, oh yeah, like 6 o'clock, it makes sense for it to be nice and bright during the summer. And yesterday I finished working. It was 8:30, and I left the house, and I had no idea that it was so late because it was still so light out. So I was like, oh yeah, I finished work. Time to go home and then like have a couple of hours before dinner. Nope, time to go home and have dinner immediately and then go to bed because holy shit, how is it this late?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Um, so we're coming up on um video game award season apparently. Not award season, the shows, so like
Upcoming game shows.
E3 and Nintendo Directs and Game Awards and stuff. Is anyone still following this stuff and excited about it? I'll be honest,
I'm not.
E3 for me got very boring a few years back because it went from being like, oh, interesting, neat, cool video games to like, oh, there's a Lamborghini on stage and there's some
Yeah.
sportsman. Like, okay, cool. Like, I know the NBA game is like huge and stuff, but I have no idea who the hell this is. Oh, it's not NBA, it's an NFL player. Cool. Um, like, is there anything that anyone is interested in,
Anything new?
exciting that's coming up? Persona's 25th anniversary. Ooh, can't wait to be disappointed.
Oh,
Can't wait for disappointment.
Oh
Uh,
wait, no. The God, what's it? We're getting Shin Megami Tensei 5 this year. That's right. We got the remake of 3 Nocturne already, which I have not picked up, but we should be getting SMT5, which is exciting and very cool because that's going to be awesome and bizarre and incredibly inappropriate for children because it's always super weird.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dating sim, but it's not a dating sim because you're dating demons. Basically, you don't make demons
Yeah.
like you, and then you
Mhm.
use them as your Pokemon, and then you mix them together to get better demons and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is bizarre. And then obviously because it's a Japanese RPG, at some point you kill God, and then become God, and then kill someone else because they're trying to kill you. It's very interesting.
It's
That's a description for it. It is.
five, right?
Yes. Yes.
Sensei 5. I've
Yeah.
played that and I was like, whoa, holy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm super excited for Tensei 5. It's gonna be awesome. Absolutely awesome. What's the
It's
is it
in Nintendo
Shinten?
Switch.
God, I hope so.
They say it's gonna be in Nintendo, right?
Oh, thank God. Yes, it's a Switch exclusive. Let's go.
Ooh,
I can't wait to
but
play
I don't have one. Bad joke.
that. I'll
Damn it.
stream it or something.
Yay.
Oh yeah, got that good internet, gotta put it to use somehow, right?
Because like game shows died for me, bro. It's so boring.
Like there
That's
was a point
yeah.
where like they were
Even
really
more
boring.
so with like Cyberpunk. I was
Oh
also
Jesus
one of
Christ.
those the
You
ones where
bought
like,
into it.
oh, this is into the thing. And then when I watched everyone just mauled over the lag, the quality, I'm like,
Everything.
oh
Yeah.
my god, yep. I should have like stayed more
Way away
silent
from it.
about it.
Because like I'm boomer enough to remember when E3 was basically just a trade show. So it's just like
Exactly.
a
Yeah.
bunch of like video game like CEOs and directors and stuff, and you'd have some shitty webcam footage of someone unveiling the new like Nintendo console, and it was like a 5-minute presentation, and then they'd show some
Oh,
games
yeah.
maybe, and go like, "Oh, cool, neat, yeah." But I already knew about this because I read like the Nintendo
I
Life
read things.
magazine.
Yeah.
So like, okay, cool, but hey, it's on video. That's cool. Whereas now it's like, oh wow, I have
Yeah.
no idea what just happened. I
Dude,
think I
I
think
miss like
something got
hand cam
announced.
footage.
Yeah, true. Like someone just
When
walking
people
Yeah.
are
around the
like showing
convention.
you exclusiveness. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff was really cool. And now it's all YouTubers with their like semi not exclusive Nintendo Switch footage. Just like, oh hey, Sony
Sony
bought an
Brennan
orchestra.
Orchestra.
Yeah. The wildest one to me was I think it was 2009, 2010 or something. And like this stage opens up in the middle of Microsoft's press conference, and like out of the center of this stage on like a rotating platform is just like a Ferrari or something because it was to announce the new Forza game or something, Forza game, and I was like, what the hell is happening?
I remember the orchestra
What?
for God of War.
Yeah.
That was memorable, bro.
I I appreciate the level of showmanship that goes into it, but at the same time, I just want to know what games are coming out. Like, what can I spend my money on and then be disappointed by? Like, I don't need to have all of this ridiculous like fireworks and bullshit.
Like
Um,
celebrities coming in trying to sell me a
yeah,
game. They're
yeah,
not part of this scene, bro. Like, come on.
it's yeah, like some random celebrity coming on stage and like, hey, look how cool this thing is that I totally play for like 20 hours a day. It's like, no, you don't. No, what? Like the Keanu Reeves thing was like cute, but at the same time, the man clearly turned up for a paycheck.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like he doesn't give a shit. Um, is why I like that Nintendo now basically just does their own thing. I don't
with
think they
direct, yeah.
even go to E3 the last few years. I feel like they did, but most of the information was on the direct. And
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think that's how the major like three operate. Like Bethesda, uh, or not Bethesda, Xbox. What am I thinking?
Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo.
Yeah, Sony, Nintendo. They announce stuff ahead of time, and then you get like a little bit of extra footage at E3
Yeah,
or at these game shows.
right. Because Sony has their own show, right? They have like um their big event. That's like a week, 2 weeks after E3, I think. So
Yeah.
you get like E3 is like the teasers and stuff, and then you get trailers at the Sony thing, and then like 4 months down the line,
You
you
get
have
like
or
actual
whatever.
footage and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like Sony basically, what is it? Sony does E3 into the Sony thing into the video game awards, and that's the same as how Kojima did Death Stranding, I think. Oh, what a scam that was! Wow.
I, like if
Walking
we're gonna get on like the
simulator.
actual if we're gonna get on like actual topic of what there is to look forward to at like E3 things that are coming up in a couple
Absolutely.
of days.
I have no clue, so I'm interested.
Xbox is doing their Xbox and Bethesda have a partnered presentation on the 13th, I think.
Oh,
And
interesting.
from that, I'm looking forward to three things in particular. They've already
Mhm.
announced that they're gonna do like something on top of Halo Infinite. Studio Rare has something that they're coming out with, which are the people who made Viva Pinata, the thing that made Gnome feel super fucking old with. Uh,
Viva
Obsidian,
Pinata is amazing. I played that
it's
so
so good.
much.
It's
I had the de-
so good.
I only had the demo, but I played that so much. It was amazing.
It was a great game. Obsidian is making something called Avowed. I think it's close to like Pillars of Eternity, but like first person. The Initiative is making Perfect Dark. It's not my cup of tea at all. But if you guys like interactive horror games, that's for you. I'm looking at Fable. Fable got canceled in like 2016. Fable 3
Oh,
was the last game they came out with. The
Oh, we're
plan is
getting
that
a new
Fable.
Fable?
We're getting a new Fable by
what?
Playground Games. So this is a studio that hasn't really
Wait,
built.
Playground Games.
Yeah,
Why do I
this is a
know that
studio.
name?
I know the name too, but I'll just look at stuff that they've done and like read it to you. They've
Forza
done
and Duck Duck
Forza.
Goose.
They did Fable 2. So Fable 3 was done by Lionhead, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
everyone
yeah.
says what the best Fable game was either 1 or Fable 2.
hmm
Um, if this is anything closer to Fable 2, I'm fucking hyped. Because I
Oh, same.
remember childhood Grizz coming home with like my cousins and shit and just 100%ing Fable 2 over the course of like a school year. Like I
God damn.
100%ed that game. It was a monstrous task because RPGs when you're a little kid and don't know how to use wikis are fucking
Oh
hard.
no, yeah, 100%. Like it's some like even dumb shit like how the hell do I catch Pokemon? Like where do I go to find this? I have no idea where it is.
Yeah,
It's
or
like,
like imagine being a fucking kid trying to catch a Feebas. That shit's impossible.
oh
You
man,
will never
oh
do it
man,
without a guide.
like that the that because in Ruby Sapphire the Feebas is like it's on one single tile on one river on the map,
Yeah,
and you just have to spam back and forth on it and pray to God you get like the 1 in 1,000 chance. And I'm like,
yeah.
this is
I
an
think it was
actual thing.
I think it was like there's 600 water tiles or close to 700 water tiles in this route, and only 6 of them have Feebas in it, or something dumb like that. So you have like a 1 in 100%
Yeah.
or 1 in 100 chance of finding the tile, and then you have to fish on
Yes.
it. You have to
Yes.
fish on it like 10 times to know is this a Feebas tile, because there's like a 10% chance of that bitch popping up and not like a Goldeen or a Magikarp, and you're just like, huh. Am I lucky or am I not? I remember I was in when emulators were a thing in high school, all my friends were doing like Emerald Nuzlocke in our last year of high school. This is five,
Right, right.
six. Oh God, this is a long time ago. This would have been many years ago. I'm old now. I remember I was like, I need this Feebas. I need this Feebas because my one of my favorite Pokemon is Milotic. And I went fishing and I got a Feebas my very first try. And my friends around me like PogChamp. They popped up. They were like, "No fucking way!" We're in the middle of an English class. I'm like an AP Lit or something like that. And my friends are watching. My friends are watching me play in the corner of the room, pretending I'm reading a book. And they just see me catch a Feebas. And they're like, "No way!"
It's like, wow, that's a really cool part of the book. God damn.
Oh my God, he got to the chapter. No way. But yeah, so I'm super excited about Fable because that's like a throwback to my childhood, right?
Hmm.
But things that I'm also really looking forward to is I know everyone shits on Bethesda because it just works and how they fucked the Fallout franchise. But Elder Scrolls 6 is something that when it was announced,
So excited.
dude, I'm gonna be genuine with this. When it was announced, I was in my I was very close to finishing college at that time.
hmm
Um, I saw the announcement trailer years ago when it was just like they're scoping over what is either going to be.
Some landscape.
Yeah, it's either going to be like Hammerfell or like somewhere in that region. And I saw like the landscape, and in my head, I knew like this is going to be like a Redguard centric expansion.
Yeah.
That's my shit. Like I know this lore. I love the Elder Scrolls games. That's it for me. Um, I legitimately cried. This is like a 20-year-old me. I cried and I called my girlfriend because I was so happy. Like that's an actual story, and that was like one of the best.
I wept when I saw like the music, like it
The
just
music
came on.
hits, it swells. Oh my
Like
god, it was
and it's like
everything.
you've got this sweeping landscape and you're like, it's not gonna look like this. There's gonna like people are gonna be inside out. It's gonna be awful, but God, it hits so hard. Like, oh man.
Yeah, it's like you want it so bad to be so good. And
Hmm
if it's anything like Skyrim, right? Even if it looks like Skyrim and plays like Skyrim, which I know it won't because they built a game engine for this game and they've gone so far since. This is easily going to eat like 1,000 hours of my adult life,
Oh, 100%, 100%.
right?
Like on
Because
the Xbox I had, it was something insane. I like had 3,000, and like I do not get these numbers on any game other than
yeah,
League, obviously, and Stardew Valley. Ooh, so many hours in Stardew Valley. But like
exactly.
3,000 hours on the Xbox, and then I started playing on PC, and I had it pirated for a while, and then I finally got it like properly, like a legitimate copy. Oh god, like the Steam hours do not show because I think it's only like 60 on there or something. Because quite honestly, even with mods, Skyrim gets boring
Yeah,
eventually.
it gets boring. Once you've beaten the game like 100 times over, it's pretty boring. But
Yeah,
like Tux said, I bought the
I've
game
only
20
beaten the
times.
game once.
Oh god, so you just explored the hell out of the world for
and
3,000
and
hours?
played all
Yeah,
the DLC because most of the DLC isn't dependent on you actually beating the final
beating
boss.
the game. That's right.
So like you can do all the you can actually do the stuff where you go and explore like the Dragon Priest Island and stuff, and all the vampire shit.
Building
Without
houses, bro. Building
building
houses,
houses, my god, and like actually having a family and stuff, and then coming home and like the game is
taking
glitched
care
and
of
somehow
kids.
there's like bandits in your house and you're like,
I'm a
I
bit
guess I'm Robin
sad
Hood
that
now.
I don't understand any of this.
Oh, okay. Oh, our bad, our bad.
What game
But
is this? Skyrim?
this is
Skyrim,
Skyrim,
yeah.
yeah.
I only played it once with my
Mm.
friend's game of it, and
Mhm.
there's a mod of being the Flash. Yeah, I was like running all over. I'm like, what's happening? Okay.
One of my favorite mods is it
Oh yeah.
replaces horses with any animal you want,
What's
and
that
like they're
So you can just ride them, yeah.
really good.
what's that famous attack that he has?
The
Fuzroda?
Fuzroda.
Fuzroda.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've been Fuzrodaing everyone. Uh, that was fun. Hmm.
But once Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, like I'm gone for a long ass time. This is like me when Bannerlord came out. Like that's all I talked about in Idlecord for like a fucking week straight because I took
This
12
is
months to play
this
it.
is your game, bro.
This is
what
my
about
game.
Basically,
I've been
what
yeah.
about
waiting
the
for
space one though? Because Bethesda said they
Starfield.
were making
Yeah,
a yeah,
Sus was saying it in the VC. This is their new IP. This is like their game of the future. They build it as like this will revolutionize RPGs. So we're
it's gonna
hoping,
suck so hard.
yeah, it's either gonna fucking bomb like Fallout 76, or it's gonna be like actual gold, right? So we're coin tossing the future of a company onto a singular fucking game, and it's glorious. It's amazing. I,
And
I have I have hopes for them.
I hope at least one of them has like proper, really deep stats and stuff, like absolute bullshit levels of stat customization and stuff. Because like you go play something like Daggerfall, which is Elder Scrolls 2,
Yeah,
or Morrowind, which is 3,
3.
and like the stuff that you can do with your character is just it's just not possible in Skyrim, and it's so sad. It's just like, oh yeah, cool, I'm now really good at building knives or whatever. Cool, but it
It's
doesn't
just
do
the way that they
anything.
change. Yeah, it's the way they changed progression because
Yeah.
progression became like less of an XP based thing and more of a do a singular task type thing 100 times over.
Hmm.
Um, so like even if we talk about like Oblivion had like magic was so much more fun than it was in
Oh yeah.
Skyrim because
Oh yeah.
you can make spells and do like a million things over. Like I have a healing spell that shields me and paralyzes an enemy. I don't know how the fuck all three effects happen at the same time, but they do. That's
But
magic,
the
bitch.
the
Like
game lets me, so it can. Yeah.
Magic.
yeah, magic, bitch. That's
It's
it.
magic.
You
I
hit
think
me and now you're on the ground. Ah,
The only game that I really committed as a kid before is Monster Hunter.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Dude,
I never got
even
into it,
the
but
site is gone, man. I'm kind of sad. I'm checking right now, and I'm a bit sad that the site is no longer up.
oh, this is for like one of the really old ones then.
Freedom Unite.
Oh yeah, yeah, because that had it's leaderboards and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, dude, I was so into it that I'm like in the forums.
Mm-hmm.
I'm arguing with people, man. During my childhood. No, you should use a longsword. No, 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 do this.
There was this
Damn.
when I was at school in the UK, there was this Korean kid at the boarding school, and he was like hardcore obsessed with Monster Hunter, like on the PSP. I can't remember which one that is, but I think it's Monster Hunter World. No, that's the new one, I think. Whatever.
That's their one.
He was like
Yeah.
super obsessed with it. Like you'd hear him like clicking away at night, like 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, yo, dude, like, have you like slept? Nope. What are you doing, Monster Hunter? How long you been playing? All night. When do you stop? When we have to go to lessons. Oh,
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
but
that would
but
have been either
when are you
definitely
going
me,
to
bro.
sleep during lunch break? But why don't you play during lunch break instead of
I
playing?
I remember the trailers, bro. They had like a mini series over the trailer.
Yeah, yeah. That was a cool release. That was a cool release title.
Oh, I can't find it. I'm a bit sad. Shit.
Okay, let's get on to our final topic, which is semi-related to the last one. So it's a nice little segue. Um, there is a Borderlands movie coming out. Borderlands, as
I
in
did not know this one.
movie
Wow.
of the video game. I saw a couple of tweets about it, and honestly, I thought it was like half joking or like someone was talking about it, but no, it's out. It's going to come out. It's got press photos and everything. It's got Kate Blanchett in it. Like, it's got some pretty
Jack
big
Black,
names in it.
Kevin
Jack
Hart,
Black?
Kevin
Jack
Hart's in
Black,
it.
Kevin Hart,
Yeah, like
Jamie Lee Curtis, Bobby Lee.
it's got a huge cast, and I'm like, oh wow, okay. Why? Like, this is either gonna again. This is
That's a question, no?
yeah. It's
Why?
like is it going to be just another video game adaptation,
This is
or
gonna
is it
be
going to
like
be
Doom
something cool?
again.
Oh God, not like Doom. I would cry.
That's so funny.
Like the Doom movie is one of those very few
Two
movies
movies.
I've never
Yeah.
finished. I
It
can't
was
do it. It's so bad.
Well,
so
It's
I,
so bad.
cringe.
the way I see it, it's either going to be like Warcraft, where it's like, fuck, no, it could have been so much better, and everyone's just like angry about it,
Oh,
or it's going to be
true.
so campy and so like fucked that it's almost like a Mortal Kombat, where it becomes like a cultural icon movie, and everyone's like, oh, that's fucking great, it's Mortal Kombat, but then you like you know the game lore, and it's like that's not. No, these are the wrong
That's
fights.
what happened.
This yeah, that happened, but it gets you into it rather. So I'm hoping that maybe this will be like a gateway for people to get into like FPS RPGs. But
Right.
I don't know how much left there is in a Borderlands series. They've already like done it all. They figured out what the fuck sirens are. Like you're done. You finished out the vault secrets. Like come on. It feels a little late for a movie adaptation,
Seeing
but you know.
Melina in
So
not in
it's
a pink suit is annoying.
so I can't actually remember the like who is the main sorry, the main cast of the first Borderlands, because I played that once, but I played hundreds of hours of Borderlands 2 because my friend and I played with cheats. So you had dumb shit like moon jumping and no recoil and like a billion mile per hour. Everything is a machine gun type mods, so that was fun as hell. But I can't remember what the actual plot of the first game was. But the movie is going to be focused around Lilith, Roland, Tiny Tina, Creed, and Claptrap. So and
Okay, so
Tannis as well.
this would be like the Borderlands 2 cast then.
Okay. I hope it's good. I really do hope it's good. The cast terrifies me. Like, because Kate Blanchett is playing Lilith, and I'm like, this feels like a great piece of casting like 5-10 years ago, maybe. Like, I don't know. I really hope it's good, because then they can do. It shows if you have two good video game adaptation movies in a row, it shows that it can be done. So then more people do them and actually try to do them well. And please God, I would love for them to make more good movies from video games, because there's some fantastic stories out there that just most people will never see because it's a video game. But it is open, but
Bro, they
I
casted
will
the
expect
motherfucker who
nothing.
played Drogo. The guy who played Drogo in Creed 2 is playing Krieg. That's so fitting. That's a good casting decision.
That's amazing. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna hate it because Jack Black is Claptrap. Never mind. Never mind.
I feel like if anybody like in Hollywood probably played the game, Jack Black. Like realistically,
Yeah, no, didn't he do a series on it? Wait, because he
I'm
has
pretty sure he
the
actually
YouTube.
played it on his gaming channel. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look this up real
So
fast.
it's not like you're completely torn away from like you can't fuck up Borderlands. The lore isn't that special. Like realistically, it's the same plot repeated 3 times over with
It
one
should be a
villain.
fan service type.
Yeah, but like, isn't that kind of the problem? Like, because the lore isn't that impressive or interesting. Like, it'll either go too far away from like the actual like canon of the games, and people will hate it because like with the Warcraft movie where they changed too much for people that
To
like the
make it
lore.
Hollywood. Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, I love that movie. Like, it is super cheesy. It tries way too hard, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I I love Warcraft 3. It's one of my favorite games. I do not give a shit about any of the lore. So watching that movie, I had a great time.
My dad used to play Warcraft in the mid 2000s.
Hmm.
He played WoW for like one expansion, and then he stopped. And then he stopped, right? So when the Warcraft movie came out, me and him watched it together, and he recognized some characters and didn't recognize others. And he was like, it's just because of like the passage of time, he didn't know what the fuck he was watching. He's like, I don't remember a lot of this, and I'm like, don't worry, neither do I. Like, it's not. This is a whole new shit. And he's like,
Don't
oh,
worry,
okay,
neither did the
okay,
people that made the movie.
yeah. So we're watching it, and he's like, bro, I didn't know like Gul'dan was be fucking jacked. Like what? And we were just laughing about a bunch of stuff, and it was cool watching like the fight scenes and everything, and the cheating in a Muckerall. He's like, that's bullshit. Like that, it's not allowed. Can't do that. And I'm like, but that's it. Like this is the movie. This is the plot. And he's like, yeah, but it doesn't feel good because for
Yeah,
from
man,
day
it's like
one, we're like,
I've no idea which parts are wrong. Like, I genuinely have absolutely no idea which parts they changed to make it Hollywood, and I can't tell, I can't guess. So I'm just like, they did fine. They did whatever. Like, they didn't like make Alliance evil for some reason. Like, I have no idea what went wrong with the lore. I I had a fun time. It's a good popcorn movie. Popcorn, big fuck off drink. It's a good few hours. I do agree that it's a long ass movie, and it somehow feels a little lacking, and I think that's just the nature of it being a long ass movie about orcs, and sometimes there's wizards.
yeah.
Man,
Mortal Kombat was fantastic though. That was a very good movie. Very, very fun movie.
the new one.
With the new
Yeah.
one,
Yes,
new
the
one
new
was
one, not the old one.
no, the new one was. Here's how I'll give it. I'll give the new one like a 7, just because it was
Hmm.
fun, but it's like super unmemorable for me. But the old ones are so like deep
Became
seated
a
into
meme.
culture.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, they became the get over here shit.
Classic.
You hear that in your
Get
nightmares,
over.
bro.
You're
You hear that
so
in
Are you
your
talking about Mortal
mad.
Kombat?
nightmares. We're
Yeah,
talking
the
about
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat
Kombat,
movie.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I heard good things. When I was writing this question, I had Sonic in mind. I had Sonic in mind,
Shut
truth
the
be
fuck
told.
up.
Wait, were
Oh
you guys
my
saying
God.
Sonic is bad?
No, we were
I have not
talking
seen
about
it. I
like
will
how
never
good
watch it.
some things can be, and you're talking about like an animated blue hedgehog that they had to take back to the drawing board.
Hey man,
Fuck you, Chris.
okay.
Fuck you.
So the reshots were so good. Oh my goodness.
Oh, jeez. Like, wow. Wow, that's...
That
it
was
wouldn't
a
be
win
it
for
wouldn't
us,
be
bro.
it wouldn't be anyone but you to come back with like, oh yeah, by the way, there's a ton of video game movies. The Sonic movie,
Sonic,
dude.
yeah.
Like, out of
Bro,
all
no,
people,
I swear
my
to
God.
God, Krim built his identity off of the Shadow the Hedgehog PlayStation game.
Yes,
Like,
I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. GameCube. I played it on the GameCube, the one where he shoots guns and stuff. I love that game back in the
Yeah.
day. That's
Oh
such
my
a good
God.
game.
Shadow
Yeah,
the
Shadow the
Yes.
Hedgehog.
Shadow
Yeah,
the
it's such a
Hedgehog.
good game where it had multiple storylines or
I've
story
played
paths that you
that.
could go
I've
depending
played
on your
that.
decisions. It's so
There's
good.
where it's like a branching storyline, and he literally has like these action movie plot or character lines where he'll say
There's
some shit that like, oh my
QTEs as
fuck,
well.
yeah,
It's
oh
basically
man,
it's a Max Payne game, but with like a red and black hedgehog.
the Hedgehog.
Is
Yeah.
that the one where depending on what choices you make, you turn into more and more of a wolf?
No, that's Sonic.
No,
No,
no, no,
Unleashed.
no,
That's
no,
the,
no,
That's
no.
Sonic
That's a
Unleashed.
different
That's the
That's
one
one.
Sonic
after.
Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
Dude,
wow, that
There
was a
are
nightmare.
2 Sonic games in history that I think are like actually goated. It's Shadow the Edgelord, and it's Sonic Heroes. Right? Those are the 2 goated Sonic games, and
Colors
everything
is
else you
amazing.
Bro, you gotta watch this. Wait. I found the trailer. I
I
played
love.
this shit as well.
Oh no.
Oh man, it's
I
so
love this.
cringe. It's so cringe, but so fantastic.
I don't know. I really like the Shadow the Hedgehog one because like it depends on where you go. Like you could be a hero, you could be a villain, you could destroy the world, you could destroy the alien. Like it's so cool.
You
know,
mean Shadow the Hedgehog is the greatest Japanese RPG of all time?
am I a degenerate for liking Sonic 06 unironically? I actually really like that
Yes.
game.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, you are.
I used to play it all the time on Xbox 360. Like, oh my god, it's so fun. Sonic Heroes too.
I can't get over the fact that the trailer has like super rocky, like super like edgelord
Yes.
music,
Yes.
and then it cuts to the entirety of Sonic's crew getting like fucked on in a fight, and then Shadow like solos a demon army with like a pistol. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
This
It's the
is so
funniest shit. It's like, hey, look, we could be cool too, and it's like, no, this will never be cool.
I like Shadow, but I love Silver. I don't know if there's any Sonic fans in here. Silver.
Yeah.
I think his name is Silver the Hedgehog. So cool.
Isn't that just Metal Sonic?
No. Metal Sonic is
that not
Metal Sonic.
Metal
Silver.
Sonic is literally Metal Sonic.
Yeah, Silver
Okay.
is from the future, and he goes back in time or something to catch Shadow.
Bro,
It's-
what?
It's so good. It's such a cool
Dude.
storyline.
Oh.
Sonic memes are just so much
Yeah,
that
Psychic Sonic. Yeah, you're right.
they don't know how much the lore is. The lore is quite nice
I'm going to be
to a
honest, like,
degree.
Zoomers don't know what they're missing out on when they missed out on all of the like 2002 to like 2008 Sonic the Hedgehog OCs.
Mm.
Like that stuff is some peak meme material. Like going on DeviantArt and just seeing like pages of just awfully drawn but super detailed backstory Sonic the Hedgehog characters, and they're all like, he can destroy the world just by flexing his finger, but he doesn't because he's too cool. It's fantastic.
The song.
Sonic
remember playing this.
Heroes, It's
Dude,
so good.
I hate the fact that Team Dark like unironically was just goated compared to everyone else because of how
I
fucking
mean-
strong the little
Yeah.
back chick was. Oh my god, they were so much better in the game.
I just wanna-
If you played anything else, you're just asking to lose because it's imbalanced as shit. But it was so cringe back then.
Oh, are you talking about the robot? I don't know if she's a succubus
The
or
robot,
what
Shadow,
it
and
was.
Rogue. Yeah,
Rogue,
she's
yeah.
a bat furry. Yeah, her name is
Yeah,
Rogue.
like that team was great.
God
I
damn.
hated playing the Bumblebee,
No,
the crocodile.
You never
and...
play that, bro.
Oh,
You just play the dark team.
yeah, the dark
You
team
just
was
played the
great.
dark team.
The
Yeah.
dark team was great.
The only
Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
God damn it. I was just to say, like, the only way you can get away with it was like saying, "I'm playing to win," and even then, that's cringy. So you're like, you're painting yourself into a corner, bro. You're just
Wow.
Sonic Heroes.
Honestly, what's better than Sonic Heroes is the Sonic Underground show. Sonic Underground is so good. Oh my goodness. You have an idea?
Oh
Yo,
yeah, I used to
my
watch. That was on
childhood.
before something. I was on before or after something. I think it was like Transformers or some shit. So I used to
Yeah,
watch
it
it
was
occasionally,
on
and I was just like,
Jetix or something.
I was like, what is happening here? Oh wow.
I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
There's like a super
TV
like
series.
imagine Dragon Ball Z, but it's Sonic.
That's
Oh God,
basically
please
it.
no. Oh,
It's bizarre but fantastic. Like the only way I can describe it, because understanding that I only saw like a handful of episodes because it was before or after something I wanted to watch, but the impression that stuck with me is it's Dragon Ball but with the blue hedgehog.
I just googled Sonic Underground characters. I swear to God, this is a DeviantArt TV show. This can't be a real thing. This literally can't be a real thing. You're
And yes,
fucking
it is.
capping. You are capping me.
Nah, it's completely real.
Oh man.
This is an actual thing. There's a Wikipedia page for it. No.
Discovering the 2000s. It's always a blessing.
What the fuck is this?
Childhood, bro.
I was always
That's
a fan
childhood
of
right there.
I was always a fan of Sonic more than the Mario games, but the Mario games are better than the Sonic games, if I'm going to be honest. Like the story, see that didn't even make any sense, I'll explain. The story is better in the Sonic games, but the overall gameplay is better in the Mario games. Like Super Mario 64 is it's so good. It's
Because
so
Yeah,
Because
I
you're
mean,
just saving the
yeah.
princess, and like collecting the stars.
yeah, but it's like the actual gameplay feels better in Mario. Like, we had a Mega Drive, we had a Genesis when I was a kid, like for until I was like 4 or something, and we had Sonic, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't really remember it, so I'm gonna go back and play it. So I played it, and it has some of the most irritating gameplay of anything ever because it's like, oh no, you can't go over this thing because no, fuck you, bad hedgehog. And then Mario, it's like, if you play clean and efficiently and good, you will succeed. And Mario 64 is just absolutely amazing. That game is so well done. Someone did a mod of it to make it so that it looks as close as possible to the original. I think it was E3 trailer or something. So it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's ever so slightly weird because Mario is almost realistic. But yeah, it's fantastic.
See, like my long-standing opinion of the Mario games is Bowser is a dumbass. Just like you own that many fucking castles to constantly move Peach, and you're not doing real estate. What is wrong with you? Like, come on, man. Just be better.
Be
just be
better.
better.
Just be
The
better.
Good.
fuck?
How are
Just
you
be
able
better.
to like move Peach to a different castle every week and then not just realize, hey, maybe if I moved her to the first castle, like again, like, it would really throw him off, huh? He's going
Continuous loop.
deeper and deeper, and he just never realizes that she's back at the first or the second one. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
just drop her at like the second or the third castle, because what happens then? He goes and searches the first, and he's like, damn, she's not here. Checks the second. Okay, this she's definitely further, and I just have to skip the third again.
Yeah, I mean one of my favorite um openings of a Mario game because they obviously started their openings is the Odyssey one where he just turns up with like a spaceship, nukes the town, like firebombs it, and then steals her with like a tractor beam or something. And I'm like, okay, they finally just accepted that this is absolutely batshit insane. Just okay, cool, let's go. Oh,
Yeah,
we're in
Bowser
space now.
commits war crimes in the
He
intro.
commits war crimes. He commits
In the
war
intro
crimes
to
to
this
steal the
game,
princess, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Bowser could have just settled and like stolen Daisy or some shit, because he mollywops Luigi if Luigi ever tries to kill him.
Mollywops.
He steals Toad.
He
Oh
steals
no.
Toad. Oh,
Oh
my
man.
gosh.
Jesus.
Well, I think that concludes it for today, though, right?
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want to thank everyone. I know I said thank you earlier, but I thought I was going to be out for the count. I just want to thank everyone for showing up today, for joining us on our 6th episode. We're 6 episodes in. That is a really exciting thing. I want to wish everyone a good night, a good day, or even a good morning wherever you are. We'll hopefully talk to you guys
Yeah.
next week. Thank you guys very much for joining us. But besides that, peace.
See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
See you.